Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Legacy Leadership Show with Adrian and Tom Chenault. Minus the Tom Chenault this week. I told him to get out of here. We got in a big fight. He went to New York. No, just kidding. But he went to New York. He's in New York City this week. We love you, Dad. We miss you. I'm sure you're probably lurking somewhere on the internet watching because you are the best like that. And so when you see this, or if you're already watching, we love you. And I am so excited about our conversation today. I'm so excited about the guest we have. We've had her on a couple of times years ago and have been begging her to come on the show ever since. And we must have finally I must have been a good boy this year. I finally got my Christmas wish, and we have the one and only amazing Michelle Cunningham on the show today. Michelle is first and foremost just one of my favorite people. Incredible energy, incredible heart, loves people, is people first, which is something that I admire so much. And she is like the smartest person I know when it comes to growing your business online using video. She has an amazing story of how she kind of got there, and it is going to be so much fun. So Michelle, welcome to the show. How are you?
Awesome. That was such a nice introduction. So I have to share, I'm 9 days out on this cold, so I occasionally cough and I apologize. But I feel great. I just have this annoying cough. So, but it's so good to be here. Everything is great. And thanks for having me on. It's so good to be here.
Yay. Good. I hope you feel better. Don't worry about the cough, and it's going to be all good. We're going to be just fine. So Michelle is the author of an awesome book. Even though I feel like I am probably not in the target audience, given that it's called Do It Anyway, Girl. I love this book. I got to read it, I think even before it came out. How long has it been since you published it?
Yeah, it's been like 4 years, I think. It's been a while.
So I got an advance copy. I loved the book. I still love the book. So I highly, highly recommend you check it out. And we'll talk a little bit later because it sounds like there's a new book on the horizon. But Michelle, I would love just to start off I want our audience to get the chance to get to know you, to learn a little bit about your background. And so share a little bit about who you are and how you came to be the person, all things pink and all things video.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get that little cough out.
There we go.
Okay, so so I got into network marketing. I had graduated college and I'm 22 years old. And my coworker said to me, "Hey, you would be really good doing what my wife does." I was selling pharmaceuticals at the time. He's like, "She sells these beauty products at night." And I'm like, "Oh, that'd be so cool. Like, I'm going to do that." So I ended up signing up at 22 years old. Remember telling my mom and her being like, "Oh, careful. That's like a scam. Those people are very annoying." So I was like, "Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have signed up." So I sit on it for like a week and I'm like, "No, it's fine. We're going to do this." Right. Ended up ordering $3,000 of inventory with the company I was with. And then for the next 6 years, I proceeded to dust it off and look at it and pray over it and think about it and look up ideas for how to sell online every single night for 6 years. From age 22 to 29, that is literally what I did. I laminated ideas, looked up ideas, thought about ideas, prayed about ideas, and did nothing for that amount of time. I did have one lady that asked me how my makeup looked so good, and I told her what it was, and she begged to order from me. So I did have one customer. Her name is Sarah. Wrote about her in my book. But Sarah continued to order from me from the age of 22 to 29, keeping my business alive. And then at 29, I was like, you know what? I'm fed up enough. Like I've been saying I'm shy because I am. I grew up shy. I was the poor girl. My mom was a single mom. We had no money. Like I was that girl. But I kept that story for so long that I'm just shy. I come from humble beginnings. No one will ever like me, blah, blah, blah. Right. And at 29, I'm like, we can keep sharing that story. It must have been something I heard. Or we can rewrite the script. Like, let's say we're shy, or let's say we're bold. Let's say, like, let's go after our dreams. And so I made a decision at 29, like, I'm just going to go for this. And so I found a mentor that lived in my town. I'm like, "Hi, you don't know me. The lady who recruited me lives in Florida and I'm in Ohio. You look like you're doing good at this. Can you show me how to do it?" And so she showed me what to do. She had just come back from a training and she said, "This is exactly what you say at your appointments. And this is how you get people to join your team. This is what you do." I'm like, okay. And so at this point, I have the playbook. And I'm like, okay, well, now that I have the playbook, I can't make any excuses. Like, I'm going to make this work. And so over the next 6 months, I went from zero. I talked all day with no coughing, and now I'm just kicking up.
All good.
I went from 0 people on my team to 6 months later. 6 months later, I had 50 people on my team. I went from no customers to 300 customers 6 months later. And I realized that like what I had done, and then I became a top 1% leader. I earned a free car. So all in 6 months. But really it took me 6 years and 6 months, of thinking.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, during that 6-year period, I said, if I ever do figure this out, I won't keep it a secret. I'm going to tell people how to do it. Christina, I love you. Nah. So I said, I'm not going to keep it a secret. I'm going to teach it to everybody. And so that's what I did is I started to make a YouTube channel and started sharing what I was doing. Like, hey guys, I'm just like a shy girl from humble beginnings. I never thought I would amount to anything. But like I started to find people by like texting them and by using lead jars, not walking up to strangers because that's so scary. And people were like, wow, that's like so cool that you did it that way. And so they started to learn from my YouTube videos. And one of the biggest things that really changed my life forever is those YouTube videos. I just kept making them for free just to help people because I like to help people. I got a phone call, and I always tell people, just make videos, not with any intention, just to do it, just to help people. Like, let that be the reason you do it. And I started to make videos just to help people. And I got a phone call from a CEO of a company. And he's like, our sales reps love you. They want you to be our speaker at our company convention. And I'm like, what? I'm just a, shy girl. Like, doesn't he know? Yeah. And I was like, okay. I'm like, Michelle, play it cool. Act like you're supposed to be there. And so I was like, absolutely. I would love that. And as he hangs up the phone, they paid me to come out. They paid for my meals and everything. It was more money than I'd made in a weekend ever. And as he hangs up the phone, it was one sentence he said that changed the rest of my life forever. And he said, when you come, just bring along your training program. You can sell it at the event. And in this moment of me acting professional, I say, absolutely. And I hang up the phone and I'm like, absolutely. What would you just temporarily lose your mind? You don't have a training program. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, but I could make one, Yeah. And so I talked over with my husband. He's like, well, you told him yes. I'm like, by accident, but I feel like I could make one. I could invent something. And so that's what I did is I created back in 2007, a little CD, how to generate leads, and then how to book parties. Another one. I've got a few of them on my desk here. How to book parties.
I've never seen you hold this up. This is so.
I tell this story all the time, right? And there's one more, but it's hidden. But there's 3 of them, right? How to book parties, how to recruit, and then how to sell. And so I bring them to the event. I buy them for $1 and I sell them for $17 each. Yep. And 100 people buy them. And I make another $1,700. And I'm like, whoa, I'm so good at this. But I came home with an extra 200 left over. And that began my journey to having to figure out how to sell those online. And so it had a great run in network marketing. I did that for 10 years. Was a 6-figure earner, had a great team, all of that. But in 2019, this business took off so much. I started to run paid advertising. This was making 10 times what my network marketing business was making. So I made a difficult decision in 2019 to walk away from network marketing, like led me to this place, but then hold on. I think there's a bigger stage for you, right? You're meant to make courses and like books. And so I went on to this direction and it has skyrocketed every year since leaving network marketing. But network marketing changed my life forever. The entire industry, like it developed me, it gave me my confidence. It let me go through hard things and tough things and great things to build my confidence. And so I think it's literally the best self-improvement course anybody could be on because you just don't know what doors and opportunities will open for you. And it literally changed my life.
That is so cool. Okay. So, and Christina Zaharia, we both love you. You're so awesome. She loves people and cheers people on better than like anyone I've ever met. So Christina, thank you. We are cheering you on and thank you for the way you cheer others. You're awesome. Okay. So I want to like talk through kind of like the order, like kind of the timeline of this. So you start making videos online about at what point, like roughly when in your
2010, probably 2000. Am I doing the math right? Hold on. 2002, I graduate college. Okay. 2009, I start going all in with network marketing.
Yeah.
2010, I realized I'm kind of good at it and I start a YouTube channel.
Okay. So you start the YouTube channel 2010. And there's also, so somewhere along the line, you also got featured on Good Morning America?
Yeah, that was when I was in my, the Today Show, yes. I was on the Today Show because they took videos of people making money, women making money at home, and they put us on TV. I didn't even know I was on the Today Show.
Okay. So okay. Anyways, that's a sidebar. Okay. So 2010. And when does this call from this corporate CEO happen?
2017.
Okay.
7 years later.
Yeah.
So I always say that's my $1 million mistake. I made free videos for 7 years. I didn't know how to sell anything. But I
right.
just made videos because it helped people.
Yeah.
But those videos, I was making money from them because people would see them and they'd be like, I've been following you for a year and I like you. And I think you're normal and you seem authentic and you seem like kind of a normal person. I'm like, yeah, I am. All of that. Because I don't know how to be not that. I'm not smart enough to be something other than what I am.
There you
Right?
go.
And they were like, but I think I kind of want to join your team. I used to be in Pampered Chef 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I've fallen out. I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to join your team.
Yeah.
And so like what started to happen was people who had fallen out of the industry or like were looking for a new mentor were joining my team. And that is what skyrocketed my network marketing business. I remember just there was a year where just people kept finding me online, 5 people a month. And a few of those people were total rock stars. That was the year I won top level car. I got the trip to London, like boom, just all this stuff happened. And so videos, it's so crazy. You don't know what's going to happen with them. You just have to show up. And then like, I swear blessings come your way. The more you show up, the more your efforts will be blessed. I believe it about the industry. The more you show up, the more messages you send, the more you will be blessed. But videos have the power to completely transform your life.
I love that. Sorry, I'm laughing at this stupid comment. It'd be the best co-host.
That's a good idea.
Never interrupt me. Never say something ridiculous that completely throws us off track. I think it's a tremendous idea.
Tremendous idea.
Okay, so I love that. So 2010 to 2017. So like, what period of that do you feel like, from a video perspective, you're kind of like, toiling is the wrong word because it sounds like you're having fun, but like you're kind of doing this in obscurity and you maybe don't even really know why you're doing it or if it's ever going to pay off. You're just doing it. How long does that last?
I mean, that's probably like, honestly, okay, probably 5 years, right? But I'm not really making money with it, but I sort of am. People are joining my team and I'm like, that's what I'm doing. But sure. I got such fulfillment out of a lady named Susan or a lady named Sally saying, I love you, Michelle Cunningham. You changed my life. And I'm like, stop it. Like I would literally just make videos to hear that. Yeah. Like I just love that so much. Not even the money, right? I love that. And so like I would see those and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I better make a video tomorrow because she's watching. And like, what if I don't make a video? Her life won't be changed even more. Like, I just get this like crazy idea that like maybe I'm their only person that they listen to. Like maybe there's no one else.
Sure.
Which you just don't know who people are listening to. You know, people I meet all the time. They're like, I've never met someone that does what you do. I'm like, well, there's hundreds probably, right? Yeah. But nobody does it in our unique voices, right? Yeah. So I always tell someone who's starting on video, they're like, I don't know if I should make video. And I'm like, do you know it's already been done? It just hasn't been done in your voice. And the day you were born with a voice that no one else has, a unique voice that shares ideas in a unique way. You have a different delivery, you have a different perspective, different everything. And some people on this planet will never learn it unless they hear it from you.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe like that's our ethical duty is to just like show up and deliver the message, right? Even if you're like, oh, I love Michelle Barnes. Hi, friend.
Such a freaking rock star. Love you, Michelle.
So cool. So yeah, like I honestly believe like when you start to show up, it's so crazy. The doors and opportunities that happen because you decide to show up. But all of us has that voice within us.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, so I love that. I love for any of you, I actually really don't like Mr. Beast videos. I think they're really weird and I like feel like such a boomer. I don't get him at all. But the thing I do love about him is that he like had not, he just did it forever with nothing. And then like suddenly explode, like that's so just this idea, whatever it is that motivates you, whether it's the I love yous, whether it's that you just have this vision of greatness or whatever, like it's going to take longer than you think it's going to. And if you see it through, the rewards at the end of your willingness to persist through like a longer period of obscurity or lack of results or whatever than other people are bigger than you think they are. Would you agree with that?
100%. And then I learned along the way, okay, so why am I my CD in the beginning, right? Or you could say network marketing stuff too, whatever you're selling. In the beginning, not a lot of people were seeing it.
Yep.
And I was like, well, how do I get more people to buy it? I had it on the Cheesy Wix website. I didn't know what I was doing. And one night, Russell Brunson appears in my feed. He's like, if you're not selling a ton of your stuff, you could use funnels. I'm like, what the heck's a funnel? All right. So I built a funnel featuring just the CDs. Nothing else was in there, not a website with lots of links. So I put it in there. And then people started to buy a little bit more. And then I read his book, Traffic Secrets. It said the reason you're not selling, there's 3 types of traffic. Traffic you earn is your social media following. Traffic you own is your email list. and then there's traffic you buy. And I was like, well, I have sort of people that follow me. I've built an email list. At that point, I had like 12,000 people. I knew to build an email list is very, very important, but I wasn't buying traffic. I'm like, you could buy people to see your stuff. That's crazy, right? So I remember running my first Facebook ad in 2019. And I just remember spending $50 that day and making $300. And I was like, whoa, that's better than what even Russell said.
I like that equation.
Yeah, Russell was like, spend $1, make $2, keep going. And I was like, mine was spend $1, make $6. I'm like, that was magical, right? The next day it goes down a little. I don't really know what I'm doing. And on day 4, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Maybe I can hire someone. And that was another decision that changed my life forever and my revenue. Was I hired someone that knew how to run Facebook ads in January of 2019. And I said, can you just run ads to this thing? And so we started running ads to it. And that month we did $50,000 on a $25,000 ad spend. And that gave me an extra $25,000. I was still a network marketer at the time, but I was like, what the heck? I'm like, this is pretty good. Like I never had just like that gobs of money come in. You know, in network marketing, I made good money, but I was like, that was way easy. So I was like, do it again next month and do it again next month. And we kept doing it, kept growing and growing that whole month, that whole year. We did $1 million that year. And I was like, okay, I like ads. So I would say videos, yeah, they help. They're part of the ecosystem. But I look at marketing as, okay, you're the center of the marketing. But marketing, I look at it like a firework. You know, have you ever seen a bad firework go up? It's like a little skinny one and just like poof. And like everyone's like, like they don't even like make noise because it's so bad. But then there's like the good fireworks that go off and they like boom, and they light up the whole sky and everyone's like, oh, right? I think of when we want to market and sell our stuff, we want to market and sell in a lot of different ways, right? So when someone's like, what's your secret? I'm like, there's not just one. It's like a firework going off. There's lots of things going on at any given time, right? So it might be a YouTube video. It might be a YouTube short. It might be a post I made on Facebook. It could be a post on my business page. It could be a story that I have here. It could be an ad that's running over here. It could be a retargeting email that's being sent out. It could be an email that goes out. It could be Instagram. It could be this, right? And so I look at all of those things. And when you put all of that together collectively, that's how we sell lots of stuff, right? So I think each of them makes up like 5%. But I will say ads do drive a lot of revenue for us. But that's what's so exciting about it is like, how big can your firework be? Like how much more noise could you make? Like how repetitive could you become? Because the louder you are, the more people find you. And like, it's kind of like a game a little bit. And I don't look at it like, oh, I just want to make more money for me. I'm like, no, with more money, when good people earn good money, we do more good in the world. And so my driving force is like, let's make as much money as possible. Like we can help buy people cars or like help my brother buy a house. Like I've been able to do some really cool stuff with the extra money. That's what drives me every day. It's just like, there is no limit. And to teach it to my students, I just had a student hit her first $1 million year this year. And like, that's the driving force. Like, it doesn't matter what I make. It matters how much money the people I teach make. And that's what gets me really excited. That's so
cool. Okay. So the title of the show today is the 8-figure video formula. And I really want to talk about this because I know for a fact that if you listening or watching this show, listen to what Michelle tells you about how to use video to grow your business, that you're going to have results. Like I know that for a fact. And so I want you to share about your formula and I want you to share about what you do because I truly believe it can help a ton of people. So what is the 8-figure video formula?
Yeah. So basically the 8-figure video formula is there's several parts to it, right? So I'd say the number one reason that people fail is they're not consistent. They don't see results like you were talking about, Adrian. And so they just quit, right? And it's like, oh, it's not happening. I'm like, how long have you been posting? A month. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Like I've had friends that their channels, they didn't do anything for like a year. You know, they kept posting. It was kind of quiet. But then on the second year, it finally picked up. Mr. Beast only had 1,000 followers his first year. Like sometimes it can be slow. But I also, with that being said, I also have some students who have gone really quickly. One of our students, a parenting coach, she just became obsessed with posting a lot on Instagram, like way more than the average person, 10 times or more a day. And in 4 months, she went from 200 followers to 253,000 followers in 4 months. Yeah, and I said to her, now you're going to make a digital course and teach us how to do that because that was pretty awesome, right? Right. So number one is consistency. So important. Number two, a microphone of some sort. Every video that I film, like, which is silly. Like, I don't want to like I don't share this to impress you, but to impress upon you what's possible. I have built a multi-million-dollar business using my phone and a $30 microphone. Okay. So when people are like, do I need the fanciest? I literally just went out and bought this new fancy one. It's just sitting on my desk. I don't even know how to use this thing. I don't even care. Don't do it. Terrible idea. So I like the little, this is called the Movo Mini. Okay. And we'll give you a link to all this stuff. But this little guy, it plugs right into your phone. Okay. So you just plug it in. Now you got audio. This little guy clips onto your shirt. It's so baby, it's so little, right? So you can clip it on, or you can even put it underneath your shirt, just like that. And then you go to your phone and you start recording. Now, when I record videos, you can either use the back camera. That's a better video. But if you're like, oh no, I can't see myself, I actually have what's called a MagSafe phone cover. The MagSafe phone cover has, you can find them on Amazon. It has a magnetic ring in there. And there's a little screen. This is one of them. A little screen that's magnetic. This one's not, but I have a new, oh, well, sort of is. That goes on the back here that syncs up with your phone. So you can see what your phone is seeing. So you can actually film like this.
Whoa.
Yeah. And these are like 40 or 50 bucks.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
That's really cool because now you can film using the better screen and you can put it in cinematic mode if you have an iPhone. But this screen is on there. You can click on it and it just syncs right up. And now you can film yourself like this. The other thing that I always use, so always have your little microphone, okay? And then you've got your little screen that you can use to use the back camera. If you don't want to film with the back camera, I have plenty of my top performing videos that I shot completely with my front camera, my selfie camera, just because I wanted to be able to see myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another thing. But just make sure if you're filming from this camera, your camera is up here. Just make sure you look at that dot. And if you touch it like I just touched it, I always keep a tissue nearby to wipe it. Because otherwise you get blurry video. Oh, so bad. So always keep your lens clean. And then the last piece that I always have is a little mini tripod, which I don't see if I have one here, but there's one on that list. It's $25 little mini tripod. You just pull it up, you stick your phone on, you can put your little screen on the back, and now you can film a video. If I'm filming, that's tip number 2, right? We need like the stuff, consistency and the gear. Tip number 2.
And the gear, I think you just quoted me like $100 worth of stuff.
I mean, this is with 2 microphones. I think this is $40. The screen is unnecessary, but it's about $40 if you want it.
Yeah.
And the tripod is $25, sometimes $23.
You are breaking the bank, Michelle.
Yeah. I'm going crazy. And I have bought these video courses where they're like, you need the most expensive light. And then, no. And I'm like, no, you don't. That's not true. You don't. So, and the problem is I go and buy this stuff because I'm like, this is going to make me a better creator. No, it's not. It's going to confuse you and you're not going to do it. So if we want simplicity, that's it. Okay. Even in a pinch, if you just attach this to your purse, put it in your backpack when you're traveling. If you're like, I can't make a video. If I forgot my tripod, I sit by the window at the airport, put the phone like this, and I film with this microphone. It's all you need. I've had to film sales page videos on the fly, and I'm like, well, here we are, the airport. It's fine. That's all you need.
There you go.
So really, that's like, I don't know, $40. Okay.
Okay.
Then from that, so consistency, now we've got our gear, and now your orientation matters. If we're going to film for YouTube Shorts or for Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels or TikTok, we're in vertical orientation. When I film for a YouTube long form video, so there's YouTube Shorts and then there's long form videos is how YouTube started. A lot of people are like, what's a YouTube long form video? I'm like, the original YouTube. Like, it looks like a TV screen. So when you shoot for YouTube, shoot sideways. Otherwise, you end up with a vertical video with 2 black bars on both sides. And it's very clear, like, that's a rookie.
Yeah.
So you go sideways. The only other 2 times that I film sideways is if I'm making a video for my website or a sales page, because it needs to be that orientation. And if I'm doing it for a Facebook ad. I do Facebook and YouTube ads. I do it this way, but I also do it this way. Okay.
Okay.
So that's kind of the difference. So your orientation matters. And then when it comes to creating your content, I just got off the phone with one of my students. She's like, but I don't know what I could create. Okay. And so you just figure out who do you help and what do you help them with? And then you go to my favorite site called chatgpt.com. Oh, great. This is my whole brain nowadays. I go on there and I'm like, hey, I am a blah, 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 right? So her instance, she was a trauma coach, helping women overcome trauma. She needs to come up with YouTube titles. I'm like, she needs to come up with YouTube titles. Can you make them search engine optimized? Give me some really good titles that are popular right now. Give me 100. And in half a second, we had a list of 100. I'm like, okay, I like number 89. Can you give me the entire script for number 89? Give me 10 tips I could share on a YouTube video. So fast, right? And then I showed it to her. She's like, wow, I actually would say all that. I'm like, yeah, this is great, right? So I love to do, if I do a YouTube video, I love to do a listicle, like 10 steps, because then people are like, wait, what was number 9? What was number 10? Right? So it's a great way to do a video.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to edit because you can be like, okay, tip number 9, and you read from the screen, right? Or you'll read from the screen first. And then you can chop this part out where you're reading. Tip number 9. Okay, first you're going to dance like a chicken or whatever it is, right? And so you read it and then you're like, okay, so tip number 9, you guys dance like a chicken. Let me walk you through the strategy on how we do this. And then you just talk like, you know how to dance. You do this, right? Do whatever you're going to say.
Right,
and then you finish and you're like, I have no idea what I'm saying next. Doesn't matter. Just pause and then look away. Tip number 8. Oh, feed it special food. Okay, got it. Okay, tip number 8, right? And then you just ad lib that one. So then I just go into editing and I cut between the two.
Yeah,
it's like 10 times. And then people are like, your videos are so polished. I'm like, thank you. I cut out all the dumb parts just in between, and it makes a great video. So, and it's also really great on ChatGPT. You can say, I need to make a 45-second really funny video about this topic. Can you help me write it? So sometimes when I need to film a sales page video and I'm like, I can't be funny today, I have no brain, it just gives you some ideas.
There you go.
It saves so much time. And then my last tip is, sometimes you don't like how you look, okay? So lighting is everything, okay? There's a few ways to get lighting into your scene. Number 1, it's daytime, go to the window. The window diffuses light and makes you look better. So I have a light in my office. I never use it. I use just a tiny little light shining on my face right now, but I just use a window. If I need good lighting, I go to a window. It diffuses the light, you look great. So you look at the window and you shoot like this. So that's important. But let's say it's nighttime. Well, then go to a light that's hanging from the ceiling. Or sometimes I've had to take a light and take the lampshade off and I go near it. And I just hold my camera like that. Just watch out for your shadow. And I've made great videos that way. If it's outside and the sun is directly overhead, just go under a tree and it kind of diffuses the light and it hits you. So you want no overhead direct light. It looks bad, makes you look older. So lighting is everything. But sometimes you're in a situation where it's just bad lighting. You can actually increase the highlights in your phone. So you can go into that video and just edit the highlights and it brightens up the scene. And now you look better. Because a lot of people won't post because they're like, I don't like how I look. I'm like, just lighten up the scene a little. And then one program that I really do love, there's 2 of them. Number 1 is Facetune Video. Facetune Video, if you're like, I don't like how I look, I want to lighten my teeth a little. I don't like this blemish right here. I look old now. Which, as we get older, we look different in video. And we're like, why do I look so old? I'm like, because you're growing up. Get over it, right? But you've got Facetune Video is really good to just like soften things up, but not too much, just a little bit. And YouCam, it's YOUCAM is another app that you can use. And so these tools have gotten really cool. Instagram has some of those filters now too. But I always say just learn a few that help you just look a tad bit better so that you'll at least post the video. And remember that every single video that I post, I'm like, I don't really like it. We're going to post it anyway. Right? So just remember that like, I don't really, it's good enough. Just post the stupid video. I don't have time for this. Just post it. Right? Because that simple action is going to change your life. It does not have to be perfect. So those are my video tips for you.
Okay. And so talk about platforms a little bit. Like if somebody's not doing video today, how do you think about where should they go and try to build an audience? Is it one place? Should you try to be building in multiple places with the same content? Like how do you think about that?
Yeah. So I always tell my students that are starting out, I'm like, just pick one platform to start with. Okay. Because if we try to do every platform, then we're like, it's so overwhelming. Right. So try to build the 50,000 on one platform before you go and try to figure out another platform, because they all have their little nuances.
Sure.
So personally, I love a YouTube channel. And if you follow Sean Cannell, SEAN, and and then it's Cannell. I think it's 2 L's. Sean Cannell is a big YouTuber. He owns Think Media. But I learned so much by following him. But he believes that at the base of everybody's ecosystem is a YouTube channel. And the reason is that Google owns YouTube. So when someone goes on and searches for an answer to their problem, if you have made a video with that answer to that problem, your video is going to pop up, not just now, but for 10 years to come. Like my videos from 10 years ago are still getting viewers. They're still driving traffic. That's not happening on Instagram for me. That's not happening on Facebook for me. So I really love a YouTube as the base. Then I moved over to Facebook. I have, a lot of people I know on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook too. I go in waves of posting there a ton and then just forgetting I'm over on Instagram more. So sometimes you're like, so many to manage. But Facebook, and then I'm also on Instagram. I have some friends that are crushing it with 1 million followers on TikTok. I haven't really mastered TikTok. I have to spend time on that platform. And so you get to pick what platform, but you could build a multi-million-dollar business on one platform. You literally could. So like, it's not like you have to be on a ton of platforms. You just need to be ultra consistent on one platform. And so if I were to pick one, I would say YouTube.
Yeah. I like that. And I think the evergreen, the fact that it can last for a long time, I think is a great reason to do that. Randomly, I made a video years ago about how to flip. So like on Facebook Live, if I hold up your book, it's flipped and the text is backwards. And so I made a thing about how do you fix that on Facebook, and like somehow that became a thing. And so like in the days of contact mapping that were like that's like not really anything to do with our brand, but like by a million miles, the most views on any video we ever did was just how to flip your screen on a Facebook Live. And that's a perfect example of like, just you, like if you create value, and especially more power to you if you can somehow have that be related to the kind of person that you serve, which in that case it was, right? It was still, that's a valuable tip for an entrepreneur, even though it's not super closely connected to what we were doing at the time. That's like, it's just incredible the legs that some of these videos can get, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
And it's always driving traffic to you, so if you're strategic about your description, you're like, hey, if you want to learn more about videos, hey, click over here. Like, it's crazy what you can drive people to.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And so then I think that's kind of my last question in terms of kind of like if somebody's getting started. So you just want to be helpful, right? Like you want to make videos that are going to help people in whatever sort of way that looks like, depending on who you're talking to. How do you think about what you might do to have that start to produce something for you, whether it's enrollments, whether it's people reaching out to you, whether it's sales, whatever that might be? Like what's the basics of kind of how you get that ball rolling?
Yeah, I think so. When we're talking about like a network marketing audience, I have a really good guide, which now that you brought this up, I'm like, oh, this would be really good. But it's this free guide that shows you 20 different network marketers I've seen over the years, right? I'll see them in my feed, and they create videos that generate tons of curiosity.
Nice.
Right. And so, I think there's different ways to do this, but I think on Facebook and Instagram, those are great platforms to create a ton of curiosity. And YouTube, you could be more direct about what you sell. I've seen some friends do it. Like on YouTube, they'll be like, let's pretend this random Gold Bond sitting on my counter. But, on YouTube, you could be like, my honest review of this Gold Bond hand cream, right? And you talk about it, you love it, and then, hey, there's a link below for $10 off. You want to grab it, go for it. I've had friends do that on YouTube with their network marketing products, and they're moving $7,000 to $10,000 a product just organically from their YouTube channel per month, right? Which is crazy. But then the link I just shared there, 21daybrandingchallenge.com/reels, those are people who create curiosity. So they're on Facebook or on Instagram, and they'll do something like this. You guys, I've never found a better powder. This one, you do like this. It's actually baked on powder, and it is the most amazing powder ever. Maybe whatever, like do it with your brush or whatever. But this one, there's not a better one on the market ever. That one I'm obsessed with. But that's changed everything. So, but that's important for, do you look good on camera? And people are like, and I did it just like that. And you're like, what the heck is that? Right? It's created this curiosity. Like, what was that? You're going to look good on camera. You didn't tell me what it was. That's what we want. We want people to message us and be like, what was that? Or you can say something like, comment the word powder. If you want to know the one brand I use, I'm obsessed with it. It's going to change the game for all your videos. Just comment powder. right? But I used to sell my lipsticks that way. Like I just put it on and be like, no better lipstick than this one. Makes your teeth white. See, my teeth are white now. That's amazing, right? And they'd be like, what is that? So creating curiosity is really powerful, and telling stories is really powerful. And so those videos that I shared are just examples of people who tell stories. Like there's a cortisol rep I follow who's like, my pharmacy husband said that I need to drink this to lower my cortisol so I'll be healthier. Like there's really cool stories.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what is it? What is it? Right? You have to comment. You can't go to her profile and figure out what she does. It's amazing. And so I do think creating curiosity around your products, educational, it's like educational in nature, but it creates curiosity. You see the water reps do this a lot of time where they're like, the tap water is the worst ever. If you drink that, you're going to like die. But if you drink this does this, and this, and this, and makes you living water. And now you'll live longer. And you're like, whoa, I probably need that. And then you comment water, and then they send you info about it, and they send you to a promotional video. So like that kind of content performs really well. People, you know this, we all know this. They want to buy, but they don't want to be sold to. And everybody's selling something right now. Yeah. Right. So we have to be careful about how we market so that it's like, hey, I'm just here to help and create curiosity. And if you want it, you could just like get it from me if you want. So yeah, so that's what I would say.
I love that. Okay. And so you have an online event coming up here pretty soon, right?
Yeah. Next week I'm live Tuesday through Thursday.
It's live. That's
a live event. Yes. And I'm doing it at night. I'm doing it at night because sometimes people are at work, So 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
But I'm teaching people how to make videos, and from those videos, how to actually turn it into cash flow. So it's kind of exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like, not just to make the videos, like people teach how to make videos, but they don't teach you how to like have calls to action. How do we get people on our email list? Like it is so important to build an email list to then be able to market and sell whatever it is that you have to your audience. So that's what I teach in Cash Flow on Camera. It's the whole formula that I've used to build a pretty big email list that generates revenue whenever we send an email.
Love that. Okay. So cashflowoncamera.com.
Yep.
And it starts a week from today, the 16th?
Yeah, you're right. 1 week.
All right. December 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Yes.
I have been on a couple of courses and live events that Michelle has done. I recommend it highly. So definitely go and check that out. I'm super excited about that. That's awesome. I'm glad that we got to hear about that. And I think we have to close with perhaps my favorite gift I have ever received from a corporate perspective anyway. So I think it was maybe the first time or the second time you were on the show. So Michelle's on the show. We're like talking about stuff. She's all about pink, whatever. And she's like, yeah, I love, like if people I love giving people gifts. Like I like to send people, this or that. And like, sometimes I send people pink coasters. And my dad goes, I want a pink toaster. And she was like, not what I said, but yeah. And so, friends, behold the world famous pink toaster.
Yes.
This is one of one. Someday it will be in the Smithsonian, from Michelle Cunningham, the contact mapping pink toaster. So Michelle, you live on in our hearts forever as our official pink office toaster. And I will always love you for that.
I love that it's in the office. I don't know that I knew that. Yeah. I love that it still exists. That's amazing.
Yeah. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
That is so fun. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being here with us today. I have been really looking forward to this. My dad is so bummed that he had to miss out on the fun, but we are incredibly grateful for everything that you do and just the way that you help us and serve the network marketing profession and so many other people. And so, friends, make sure you go and check out cashflowoncamera.com. Go get on that event next week. It will be very, very worth your while. And yeah, Michelle, thank you so much for being here today.
Awesome. Thanks, my friend. So good to see you.
So good to see you. Next week, we have a really fun show. We've got Ron Henley, Garrett McGraw, and who else do we got? We have this like wild roundup of a show that is going to be so fun. So we got Ron Henley, Garrett McGraw, and Robert Hollis. And we're doing like history of network marketing / people who have extremely funny laughs. That is basically the intersection of what we're going to do on the show next week. And it's just going to be wild. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Michelle, thanks again for being here. And we'll see you all again next week on the Legacy Leadership Show. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.